Hello, I'm Dominic Petrucci. I'm a film student at Ithaca College. I just got here. I'm a transfer, so I'm brand spanking new. And today I'm going to break down the music video that I just shot for the one and only Brandon Bmarsh Marshall. His song Jekyll and Hyde. So let's talk about how this came to be, first of all, which is we're making a music video for every song, and every song is a different vibe. Really trying to encapsulate that vibe, and they're all very different, right? So like every little thing is almost the opposite of this. It's slow, long shots. Um, Dice roll is very cartoony. Uh, Losing homies is very like dramatic, and we'll hit other ones some serious ones, some not so serious ones. 48 Hours, for example. Um, we'll hit them all. And definitely in the hit 'em all category, it was Jekyll and Hyde, which is the more insane aspect of the album, Losing Grip. And because of its insaneness, I was able to do, as Brandon let me, some glitch art, which is by far one of my favorite hobbies right now. I really like glitch art. I think it's a really cool. I don't really like the photos because like Photoshop. I like the making of like the digital video glitch art. So no, it's okay, good. So currently right here, I have let's make this full screen so I can see what I'm seeing. Good. I have the video. I'm gonna break down the effects. So this is also not how I edit. I don't really edit with two monitors. That's very important to me. But for this sake, we'll do this. Okay, so this effect is it? Okay, very easy with what's going on here is pretty much basically I think I could just see it right here. Yeah, it's just a bunch of cuts. It's just a bunch of fast cuts. People look and when I do these fast cuts and they think like, wow, that's such hard editing. It's just so brain dead. It just takes a few seconds once you've gotten the hang of just like the pattern of click, move, and then you can just frame by frame everything. It's very, very easy. And on top of that, we'll get to that. On top of that, all I did is I have an adjustment layer here, which I think I'm actually just gonna drag this, put this on the side here so I can maybe see. Yeah, this is running the desaturation. So if I turn this off, everything's like in color, I think. If I turn that off too. Yeah, it's all in color. I did that just in case I wanted to change it into color. I decided not, which I guess I probably should mention at the beginning. What's very important about this is sensory, right? This is a very, especially for Bmarsh's audience that we're trying to go for, it is a very sensory intense video. And I still wanted to keep that cool quality while also not being like, some people believe the point of glitch art is to like almost give you a seizure. And however, I think that that is a beautiful part of glitch art. What we're going for here is not to give you a seizure. So that is why it is in black and white, is because it's easier for you to process the information than if it was in color. So again, continuing. So as you can see, if I play this, it's just a bunch of fast cuts. If you ignore the this up here, it's that easy. It's just a bunch of fast cuts. A few of these I kind of have like, these are all cuts here, but then I think these, like some of the opacity's lower just for that shot. What else? So then all I did is that I took this, which I think is literally just, what is this? Oh, what is this? I can't even see it. Okay, so I'm gonna drag this over here since the source is over here. So what this is that this is literally we'll get to how I did this, but it's just the effect that I added onto this. Then taken here, the opacity's lowered. I think it maybe has like it has a difference blend mode. It's a low, yeah. It gives it that sort of like faded effect on top of it, how it all like fades in and out. And then finally, the fire effects. Okay, So the most important part of glitch art, if you ask me, is repurposing. If you're not repurposing something for your glitch art, something is wrong, right? If you're creating something from scratch, that's really cool too. But I'm just saying, like, you should be taking something and repurposing it, because that's the point of glitch art. So it's kind of like environmental repurposing, but for computers. And I saw a clip of this Taylor Swift music video, right? And I noticed that there's this fire in it. So what this is that it's the Taylor Swift music video sped up really fast, and you have like the fire there for a second. It's really, really cool repurposing, I think. Hang it is, I'm calling my own stuff cool. I don't know what I'm talking about. So then, like, you know, I could easily just film fire, but I think this is even CG fire, so it really can't be just, I can just make that. This is like true repurposing. And you can't even tell. All it is just like beams are coming in the thing. And it's such a small addition that I really like. Excuse my burp. This is taken from, I made that in Resolume. I'll just say that. I don't really know Resolume, but I used it for that effect, and then I exported it, and then I made it black and white, and then it works, you know, I guess. So should I handle this? Should I handle this? So yeah, this, I'll explain this right now. So I made this in a program called Cathodemer, which people really don't want to use. I'm not going to pull it up now, but basically plug this in, and then it like is a virtual analog simulator, and that's what this is. It's just this, some colors adjusted, ran through it, and it really, you know, makes it retro looking. I don't want to get more in depth into it, but there you go. So that's this whole intro part, right? So let's get into more specific stuff. So, okay, the Datamosh. Okay, so Datamoshing is a very, very good thing to do as a basic intro to glitch art, right? It's very, it looks cool. It's simple in a way, and yeah, it's like I said, the best part about glitch art is all this stuff is random. You could run this through, you could break it a million times, it all works out differently. Basically, yeah, I exported a raw version of this without anything, and I just had it cut like this, cut like this, cut like this, and I broke it in this program called a VideoMux, and then I exported that. I did that a bunch of times until I got a copy that I wanted, which was this copy, and then I put it in here. So this is, I think this is literally just like the raw file, right? I think if I even like, let me just make sure. Yeah, JK Moshed is what it is. I think I even put it on top of another one because I kind of liked how there's like a slight double moshing going on. Another cut there. Here then, I think I take the mosh and I lower the opacity over this. This is then a thing. For this one, I just cut back and forth really quickly from the inverted ones of that. When you freeze frame on this one in Premiere, it just doesn't know what to do. So this one, I guess I'll just have to go like this. This one is using an effect from Resolume or Cathodemer to simulate this sort of like red stuff here. This is just inverted. I think this is inverted on Cathodemer because it's lower quality. This is just inverted, fast cuts here. So this is a very subtle effect, but I really like it here. It has a good transition. The screen kind of bends in. It's kind of a really old school style effect, and then it bends out too here. The wall really feels like it's throwing you in there. Very, very hard to pull off correctly, and I don't even think I did here. I kind of hate it sometimes. I look at it, but you know. Where did I do it? I'll get to base in a second. Where did I do that? Did I do it as an adjustment layer? No. No. Did I like... Shoot. I don't know how to break that down for you guys. Oh shoot. Oh shoot. God, where is it? Oh no. Oh no, is it in base? It is in base. Lens distortion. That's what it is. Which I'll take this down right here. I can make it go like, whoa. Yeah, it's a really cool effect. So then it goes like Yeah, I don't know why I just did that. We kind of need that to see what we're talking about here. Okay, then it does this, which is just, so it is in base. So what I did with base, well, let me explain this first. This is just this inverted difference. In opacity here, you can really choose, like, people don't know this, but you can choose a bunch of really cool different types of opacity. And you can go like difference, which does that, linear dodge, add, color burn. They do a bunch of just different stuff. I like hard mix. And then I did that again, but with this red effect here. And okay, base. So base. Okay, cool effect, right? So the thing about base, right? That you need to know. Listen, this was my. So like I said, I had the inverted adjustment layers right there. This is my like outwards effects thing, you know, is it's like this is doing all the I'll just get to it. I can't explain it right now. Alright, anyway. Okay, there we go. Alright, good. Cut there. Really fast cutting there. Inverted black and white shot. Really, I planned this. It's really good to go from still motion, then to motion for a Datamosh, or from motion to a still motion. It works way better. Motion to motion kind of works really good, and still motion to still motion obviously like doesn't work. But an example of something like this, it kind of is cool because you would get something like a static shot into a non-static shot. Everything here is handheld. I didn't use a tripod for really anything. No, I did for the lower shot. Alright, so let me talk about this here. So this is one of my favorite shots, but it's not really talking about it. So, because of the way I have this camera, so like Datamoshing is very sensitive, right? It will Datamosh pretty much anything you talk about, right? As you can see, I'm shaking the camera here kind of a lot because I kind of knew I wanted to do something like this opposed to this part of the song. And on top of that, when I exported this, I exported it with this whole like shaking effect that I have going on here with the bass, which I think I'm literally just telling it to move up and down, I think is what it's going on here. Like direction or directional blur is what I'm doing here. And what that does is it gets this weird, like, I'm pretty much telling it blur really fast, and then the Datamoshing is like, what is happening? And then it starts doing this. So even though it appears like there's no motion, it just appears like it's crumbling away. That's because there is a slight motion going on. And then on top of that, what is also happening here is that this environment was just really cool, and I'll show you that. It's something I'll just tell you right now. I couldn't keep. It was raining slightly, so there were like I can't see where I'm pointing, but like here there were like raindrops falling, and they were like you would kind of see the trail of pixels go down in the Datamosh, but I couldn't do that because this music video is too fast. You can't really appreciate that. What else here? But yeah, then there's that. So what the whole point of bass? Bass is doing this whole shake effect, right? Because you see how it's going like this black colors, whiter colors? That is because of the bass in Jekyll Hyde. Like we can hear it here. Let's hear it. See how that bass almost like crumbles it all the way? Yeah, exactly. I planned that. That was intentional. Yeah, I'm so cool. No. Alright, let's continue. Another really good Datamosh again here. Still shot to this. This will zoom out, kind of gets rid of all the Datamoshing. I mean, it goes from like essentially Datamoshes here to not Datamoshes here, so I had to do a transition. Keep the color in here. This shot is again, you know, just a bunch of like difference exclusion Taylor Swift shot here. I throw in the inverted Cathodemer shot. This is just a really quick, just like your thing here. Another Datamosh. Really fast cuts with the flames. Again, this one is just like nothing. There's like nothing going on here. I think it's just like a slight shot of like the color gray or something, like a wall. And then, but because there is some difference, because I'm going like this, it's like, yeah. This here, I actually literally traced Bmarsh out. It's a very rough tracing, as you can see, but I did it. Another really good one with that. So what I did with this one, which this is actually an important thing to note. What I did with this one is that before every cut, before I sent it into Vitamux to Datamosh it, I would invert it first. So like in this, for example, you know, you'd get, or I'd put a shot like this first, so that it gets this real almost like, oh, it's staying there thing. And then I'll cut away. This one is also literally, I cut Bmarsh out, flashed him like double twice on the screen very quickly. This also is a really cool location, and I like the trees. It looks like a nuclear explosion. The detail in the grass. You gotta really put that in when you're doing this stuff. This was literally me going in a Vitamux, not a Vitamux, in whatever it's called, Cathodemer, and just messing with the difference and filming it. Basic cuts, because this music video can't be too crazy. Show you some of those nice cinematography we did. This is my favorite part of the music video. So, I stopped on a very important frame here, held it out a little bit longer, and it's just fast cuts. Very fast cuts. All Cathodemer, so it gets that weird effect. Bring it into here. More of this. So what's happening here with the bass, which I think I did do a good effect, maybe not. You can like listen to the bass and listen to the bar down here in the music video, or watch the bar. Yeah, just adds detail, you know. Keeps this otherwise not even boring shot, but this otherwise like normal shot to be more like with the music video, so I can get a longer shot in here without cutting too much and giving you, you know, craziness. You can also see the bass shake happens with the noise. That's not lighting, that's me adjusting the sharpness and stuff. Okay, this, another fast cut. Okay, so this one is, I'm following him with the music video with his bat. So like there it goes. You can see I do the thing again. There's also some more, the Taylor Swift stuff in this is very, very screened out. You can barely see anything, but it kind of has that texture, you know, that flavor. Thank you for saving. But then what's more important here, and it was one of the last things added, was this bar. It kind of lets you see the black and white that we shot, because the black and white, you know, as Brandon told me, does look prettier. I think the inverted looks better when it comes to certain shots. Black and white looks better compared to certain shots. And I kind of did want to show, like, hey, some of these shots do just look pretty on their own without these, you know, freaking nuclear blast of glitch thrown at them. But, you know. So that's what I did here. And I think that's a good effect. It adds to the whole, like, you know, he'd be like Jekyll Hyde. There's two sides of him thing going on here. So, you know, this is all just individual frames done like that. That took a while. I did that like a week ago. That took like a while. There again, individual cutting here. Really fast cutting. This was, you know, the Taylor Swift shot to transition here, black and white. This is one of my favorite things I did. This is one of my favorite things. This thing maybe took like, I would say the things that took the longest were like definitely the square shot. I did most of this in like 2 hours, really, because I know how to run things to Vitamux real fast. I know it's kind of a gloat, but like this is something that should be able to be made very short. And the worst part is I look back at it, I'm like, time to fix it. I'm like, oh wait a second, this is actually kind of what? Well, how did I do this in just 2 hours? So the thing here that is kind of the cool thing here is, well, let's just watch it. So how do you do that? Okay. I've done this before. Shoot, why did I do this? Some shot I wanted to do in a music video a while ago, I never got to. But all that I'm doing here, and if I click on this, you're going to see, well, besides from the sharpen, look at the position. Oh, you can't see it because like, look at the position bar. I mess with it so much. So basically, what I'm doing here, right, is that I'll just tell you how to do this, basically. So, if you have a shot where you're going left or right, or in this case, I guess circular from an actor, because currently I have, how should I describe it? I'm like, Brandon's right here, right? And he's moving this direction, right? And I'm right here. I'm moving kind of in a circular shape, right? And I'm trying my best to keep the camera on him, but obviously I'm stupid. So, for example, if we take this shot, which for the sake of argument, let's just go here. I'll just show you what this looks like without the effects on it. Oh, we'll even see it in not black and white. So if I just go like this, boom, how does this look? If I just go like this, even take the scale away. Tell me, good Jekyll, yeah, you see how, like, I mean, I guess it works. It kind of works what I was doing here on its own. You know, but it's so sloppy. I don't end it. You know, it's, you know, I think it starts, like, right here, and it keeps, yeah, it's like, I'm not keeping on. So what you do here, if you ever want to do an effect like this, is that you just, is this it? Oops, a little bit further. Was it here? Yeah, right here. If you ever want to do this, what you do, you put a piece of tape or anything exclusive right on where you want to center it. So, for example, I think it's on his nose. And then frame by frame, there are tutorials to do this online. I forget what it's, I think maybe called rotoscoping, maybe not. Is that like if I play it, you can watch his nose on my mouse pretty much all the time. So all I did is that I put a piece of tape there, and then I went in here to position / scale, which you can't see, but what a position / scale, and then I frame by frame essentially just went in and said, okay, where is he in comparison to my piece of tape? Say mouse is my piece of tape. Is it there? Let's say it was moved to the right. I'll drag it to my mouse. Drag it to the piece of tape. 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 And then you eventually get this weird, almost like he's like dead center looking at the camera and the camera staying directly on him type of thing. And then of course I do the death grip style. The noise just gets really crazy at the end. This I really like. It's just so simple. A little bit of frame decay on the end. This is more Cathodemer. Just killing Cathodemer. Noise again. Cathodemer again. That is done by, this was done by, it's the same shot, but whenever I had it run through Datamosh, I had it run from the Cathodemer shot into a basic shot. So you get this. And then this, and obviously, yeah. So you can actually see here, this is a rain falling down. That's how specific Datamoshing is. Yeah, I kind of like this. I'm keeping it in because I like it. The terror kind of gives you that depth. It's poorly, but you know. One of my favorites. Then the still shot into the super fast shot really just feels as if I just blew the shot on there. Again, really fast shots here with Datamoshing. Really fast cuts here. Inverted. Okay, I'm gonna be completely honest. I don't know how I did this. And I could probably look here to know how I did this, but I don't want to. I think I can give you the explanation of how I think I did this. So basically, when I ran this through Cathodemer, so here's the thing. If I wanted to, I bet you're thinking, Tom, a really simple and cool music video idea would just be to edit a music video, run it through Cathodemer, get those weird effects, and then boom, you're good. And you may be right. You may be right, but here's the issue, is that Cathodemer runs everything, no matter what, because it is an analog thing, it runs it at 30 frames per second, right? We shot this music video at 24 frames per second. A few 60, that would then slow down. But for the most part, this is all shot at 24 frames per second. Cathodemer went to 30. So if you line up the music videos, right, if you just put this on top of music, almost like in like 2 seconds, 3 seconds, it'll start to get off, and then in like 7 seconds, it'll start to be very noticeable. And you can fix that with like speed and stuff, but it just won't, you'll never really get there. I think maybe if you are watching this and you actually know how if you want something to be 30 frames per, no, you want something that's 30 frames per second to be 24, how slow do you speed it down or do you speed it up? Please tell me. Because, you know, a lot of, the whole entire reason why this thing isn't, I would have just had this thing be a Cathodemer music video, but the issue is that it doesn't line up. So that's why it cuts sometimes. That's why something in here that's Cathodemer You'll never see something go from something that's like Cathodemer for like 10 seconds, then to a normal shot, without a transition, like one of the transitions, or you'll only see Cathodemer really quick. If I were to take a Cathodemer shot that were 10 seconds long or something, 10 seconds or longer, and I were to just cut it to an inverted shot normal here in Premiere, without any wacky transition like the fire or the spinny things, it would just look like I jumped cut. Or not jump cut, it would look like it would look like I was super behind, or I jumped forward in time, or behind it, yeah. So, here, what I do, besides this cool effect, is that I take, which is then, just inverted stuff, what I take here, also very important, going white to black, very important here, is that I have, I think, oh god, I don't remember, is that I have, where is it? I have rotoscoped, not rotoscoped, I have Cathodemered Brandon right here. And then on top of him, I have normal Brandon, right? And because he's moving in this sort of like swaying pattern, he has this like ghost to him, right? And the ghost is slowly, which is him, is slowly losing control of him more, right? And I just got the perfect speed. I did not intentionally mean to. I'm going to reveal it right now. I'm an idiot, right? This just happened. Is that I had the perfect speed to where when the ghost and him are swaying, there is a point where they line up, right? And you can see that here. I'm actually going to mute this because I'm going to play this a lot. But like, there's also as you can tell from the background, the bass is kind of doing work here. But like you can see, there's this almost like ghostly figure that follows him, sometimes lights up with him. I cut it in and out really fast sometimes, whenever it doesn't work. And, sometimes it works. And then this is, I did all that, and then I datamoshed it. And then on top of that datamosh, I did not simply, on top of that datamosh, I then took that datamosh and datamoshed it again. So it gets this weird background that just stays there, right? And then he's just on top of it, and he's interacting with it while it's still there and still moving around in this 3D space. Yeah, I think that works. I don't know. And I keep the effect going here, and as you can see, you can really see what happens when it's not. Because this, see, if you don't know what's going on here, and you don't, because every time I watch this, I know, like, oh, this is just a mistake. You see, this is just like the shot before this, right? Datamoshed. It sucks. It's like a difference on top of it, a opacity difference. But then, as you can see here, it lines up with the architecture. And that is because it is just like the ghost effect from before, but this time done poorly. And also done to the point where you can see, like, oh, there's like it looks like there's some cool grain effect on top of it. Yeah. Really fast cuts. I cut out Brandon here so he, like, emerges from the frame. This, again, holding on the datamoshing. I know what this is also done too, is a part of running this through Cathodemer, there's a freeze thing that we can do where you freeze the frame. Did that a few times. Recorded myself doing that. Noise. Bass is also doing work here. Ghost thing here again, but instead of making like light, I think I switched it. It's not me making the normal version of the ghost and the Cathodemer version of the bass version is me making the Cathodemer version. The other version, I also used freeze here, the freeze effect I'm telling you. To do that effect. Same here. And then this is just, there's like, I don't even know how many versions are layered on top here to get this like weird ghost effect going. Like just tons. And they slowly fade out, slowly line up with each other. And then this, super fast cut. These are just that. Ran through so much. Noise boosted to the point where it's just like, what am I even doing? Yeah, and then Taxi took over. So, yeah, if I had to do this whole music video, I think I would die. Taxi really, really went hard in the paint. They killed it. They killed it so hard. In a much more simple way. All I told Taxi, if Taxi wants to do a breakdown like this, maybe they do, maybe they don't. I don't know. They just did a lot more simple version than I did, which I really wanted. I really wanted it to really just like stop at the second part of this song, which I'm very glad they did that. Yeah, and incorporate color. which was not in my version, like, really at all, except for the occasional flashes, like red. So yeah, if you haven't already, go watch the Bmarsh music video, featuring music video by me, such a gadfly, and Nasty Taxi, Pittsburgh's best glitch artist, in my opinion. I don't really know if there's anyone else. Well, there's other analog glitch artist, I should specify, I should say. Yeah, very much a real Pittsburgh themed cohort there. Yeah, I'm still making music videos for Brandon, obviously. This is just very much, this is not me, actually. This is such a gadfly who is a different, my alter ego, if you will, who does glitch art and noise content, which I do not post on my main stuff because that would scare people. Yeah, if you like this breakdown and you would want breakdowns of the other music videos, I could maybe do a dice roll breakdown.